your favorite team, your rival team. Everything is different, guys. It's fun. It is literally a frenzy. But with that, it's hard to keep up with. You got this tweet and that tweet and what happened and fake tweets, this insider, that insider. It's hard if you're a fan at home trying to follow what happened yesterday. It's hard if you're me and you're working in it trying to follow what happened yesterday. So before we get to our insiders for more information and more changes, he's headed to the Niners to play under Kyle Shanahan. Next slide. Stay with me. It's a lot. The Bengals trying to get Joe Burrow and the offense some help by grabbing linebacker Boye Mafe for the defensive safety Brian Cook. The Jets trading for safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, who had more interceptions than the entire team had on defense last season as a whole. The Steelers still don't know who'll be throwing the ball for them, although I'm pretty sure it's Rodgers. That did not stop them from trading for wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. Sonic and Knuckles have broken up with the Texans, trading for running back David Montgomery. Travis Etienne is headed back to Louisiana to play with the Saints. Stay with me. Here we go. You know who spends so much money, who is so active? I love it. The Tennessee damn Titans trying to get help on both sides of the ball. Wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson reunited with Brian Dable in Nashville, while they also get some defensive help with former Broncos defensive lineman John Franklin Myers and veteran linebacker Jermaine Johnson. The Cowboys, you know they're in. They traded with the Packers for a pass rusher again, this time adding Rashawn Gary. The Packers adding another linebacker of their own by grabbing Zaire Franklin from the Colts. The Giants have a new head coach in John Harbaugh, and they went out and got his young quarterback some help by adding tight end Isaiah Likely. One more slide, and then we get the insiders in here and we will applaud them. Defensive backs everywhere yesterday in high demand. The Raiders traded for Taron Johnson from the Bills. Jamel Dean is headed to Pittsburgh to play for the Steelers. The Bears added safety Kobe Bryant, who just won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks. The exciting Whites are broken up with safety Reed Blankenship headed to that already loaded Houston Texans defense. And the Eagles also losing linebacker Nakobe Dean, who is headed to Vegas, who also is landing veteran linebacker Quay Walker. We did it! And that's not even all of it, and we're not even close to being done. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses, stand up and applaud for our insiders, Ian Rapoport and Tom Pelissero.
We're applauding you for that read. That was great.
Thank you.
Crushed it.
There's more. Thank you very much.
Actually,
the best part is I memorized it. I didn't even read it. I memorized it all night, guys, and it was the work of you two and so many others. Shout out Mike Garafolo as well. Guys, quarterbacks, they lead the day. Let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yeah. Tua has a new home. Malik Willis got paid. Ian, start us off. Tell us everything we need to know. I want to hear from you too, Tom.
Well, let's talk about the Tua situation. He is expected to sign with the Atlanta Falcons, and we've talked about big contract numbers all day yesterday. We're going to do it today as well. That's not what this is about. The Miami Dolphins are paying Tua a huge contract number, $54 million. Or actually, now it's $52 million and change, all fully guaranteed. That means for the Atlanta Falcons, because of offsets in his contract, because the former team is paying most of it, this is a minimum deal for the Atlanta Falcons. So basically what they get, the team, by the way, still paying $10 million for Kirk Cousins, still taking on that cap hit, also dealing with Michael Penix Jr., who's recovering from a torn ACL. They get one of the great bargains in the league, Tua for the minimum. He has starting experience. He's also, by the way, a lefty, and this should not be overlooked. He now can take all the reps in OTAs, all the reps in minicamp. While Michael Penix recovers and the team doesn't have to flip around their offense, they can now get someone with starting experience, and if he has to come in and start to begin the season, Michael Penix is not ready, they could do that. Spend some time yesterday talking to Falcons officials. He is going to sign with the Atlanta Falcons now.
Meanwhile, his old job now being taken by Malik Willis, the worst-kept secret through the past several weeks. The Miami Dolphins, with their new head coach, Jeff Hafley, their GM, John Eric Sullivan, coming from Green Bay, now add the Packers' backup quarterback as effectively their QB1. It's a 3-year, $67.5 million contract, $45 million fully guaranteed over 2 years for Willis. So effectively a 2-year commitment, but at a rate that, much like Justin Fields when the Jets signed him last year, if it hits, great. You've got a bargain on your starting quarterback for the long term. If it doesn't, if Malik Willis, who has a very small sample size during his time in Green Bay, particularly in the passing game, doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world, and you did not over-invest. For Miami, that was important because they are carrying, through June 1st, a nearly $100 million dead cap hit for Tua Tagovailoa. Malik Willis's cap number, out of the gate, $8.75 million in 2026. That is something that they could stomach. So the number one free agent on NFL.com, Malik Willis, that deal came together quickly. There was interest from Arizona. There might have been some other teams that would get involved at a certain level, but it is Willis who now slides into Miami, Kyle.
$45 million fully guaranteed, which means he gets more than $1 million per pass that he threw last year. Threw 35 passes last year, $45 million guaranteed. And guys, the interesting thing, I was looking at the Tua thing in Atlanta, and I was thinking, when is the last time a team or a room had two lefty quarterbacks in it? As far as I know, the 2009 Arizona Cardinals in training camp had Matt Leinart and Tyler Palko in the same room. Palko gone. Leinart stayed, of course. He didn't even make the team. But, Ian, it brings us to the Cardinals. I think, I'm not sure it's ever happened. We're going into the research. You know how these things are. Mark Brunell and Steve Matthews in the 90s were both lefties, but we're already more than 30 years back. This is how unique it is. It's fluid, though. We're working on it. It brings us to the Cardinals, Ian, because if somebody is sitting at home being like, wait a second, why isn't Kyler Murray on a team? Why didn't he jump on a team? Explain why, please, to everybody, and then tell us what the market is right now as we sit here on Tuesday morning.
So let's get into the Kyler situation because the mechanics are a little different. Yesterday, the Miami Dolphins took to the Twitter machine, and I assume other forms of social media, and officially said goodbye to Tua Tagovailoa, making it public that they were moving on from him. That basically means that teams are now allowed to talk to him. He is being treated like a free agent if he isn't, even if he isn't officially released on the wire or whatever it is, he is basically free. That is not the case with Kyler Murray. He has not been announced as a free agent by the Arizona Cardinals, despite the fact that he took to the Twitter machine and said goodbye himself. So that means teams that are interested, Tom, including the Minnesota Vikings, who I think it's fair to say, as we've been reporting, are a favorite here to sign Tua Tagovailoa. To sign Kyler Murray, other quarterback. They have not yet been able to speak with him. I expect that to ramp up tomorrow when his release is official. But until and unless the Arizona Cardinals go public with their plans to say goodbye to Kyler Murray, he is stuck in a little bit of a limbo situation. And you and I can spend 24 hours or more kind of just talking around it.
Geno Smith also has not actually been announced as a release by the Raiders, though we are fully anticipating that is what takes place. The reason these guys have not been released yet, among others around the league, is you're not allowed to release a player who has fully guaranteed money on his contract until the new league year begins, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. I know it feels like free agency already happened. Technically, we've still got, 31 hours until the new league year begins. So after 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, you'll see Geno, Kyler, Kirk Cousins, Bradley Chubb, Stephon Diggs, a bunch of those players who are all going to hit the market, which also allows teams more flexibility in terms of managing the cap hit. For Kyler Murray, though, don't expect that it's quite like Tua, where at 4:01 he's released and at 4:05 he's got a new team. Kyler Murray has not had a chance to interface with very many teams since he was back in the pre-draft process in 2019. He has never been a free agent. He is, by all accounts, from the people who know him, a much different person than he was 7 years ago. And given the fact that Kyler, like Tua, is going to take a one-year minimum contract because he's due all that fully guaranteed money, it's subject to offset, so he's not allowed to make any more than the $36.8 million that he is fully guaranteed, it makes sense for him to, in essence, preview the 2027 free agent process when Kyler is going to be right back out there. So I would anticipate, and if I'm his agent, I'm probably saying, all right, let's hear multiple pitches. Anybody who wants to talk to Kyler, who might have a need now or a need next year, let's at least get a little bit of time on the phone, on a Zoom, whatever it might be, and just spend a little bit of time with Kyler. He will fully evaluate his options. Certainly, I anticipate there will be mutual interest between the Vikings and Kyler Murray. I would even say that the Vikings are the favorite for Kyler Murray, but this might take a day or two until we have something final. If it is in Minnesota, Kyle, we immediately get one of the fascinating quarterback competitions in the NFL for 2026, when it will be Kyler Murray, the former #1 pick, going up against the Vikings' former first-round pick, J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota.
It's incredible. I mean, and excellent job, Tom. And I'm also still looking at the one in Atlanta, which is fascinating as well. Here's my favorite stat of the day, guys, again with the lefties. The Atlanta Falcons have 2 lefties. The Atlanta Braves have 1. in their starting rotation. That's it. The Falcons have more lefties in their rotation than the Braves do. Chris Sale, I think, is the only one that they got. So, I might be. You know what? He could probably still paint the corner. Ian, Tom, fantastic work. We'll check in with you shortly. Love it. Talk to you soon. Guys, meanwhile, L.A., a lot of quarterback names. And Tom Pelissero just broke down that maybe the biggest name, Kyler Murray, is still just kind of waiting around, working the system as he should. But we got Malik. We have Tua. We have different cities and different uniforms. What is your reaction to these developments here, guys?
Wow. There's a lot going on. Tom, Ian, broke it down. Absolutely great. Look, Malik Willis, that's number one. I think with Malik Willis, it's still a bit of a gamble. Obviously, we saw him go in the first round. We saw what he did in Tennessee, and I think there's a little bit of a psyche thing going on with Malik Willis. I think part of the reason why he played so well in Green Bay was the fact that he knew at the end of the day, no matter how well he played, that was Jordan Love's team. He was never going to be the guy in Green Bay as long as Jordan Love was there. He filled in admirably when Jordan Love got hurt, and we saw some of the reason why he was drafted in the first round. But now he's going to be the guy in Miami. How is he going to handle that pressure? How is he going to handle the pressure of being the guy who needs to lead an organization? Nobody's coming to save him. He's not the backup. He's that guy. Can he do it? Can we see that cool, calm, collected version that we saw in Green Bay, also in Miami? We're going to see.
No, it's not surprising at all. You know, this whole QB situation in general, what I believe, it shows that we put too much thought into these things than a lot of other people do. Tua going to Atlanta was exactly how it was supposed to be. With two left-handed quarterbacks, it makes it that you don't have to switch your blindside tackle over and over when you have another right-handed quarterback. It makes it that you don't have to switch your X and Z receiver. It really helps the team stay on track when you have guys of the same handiness. And I just think also, I think it's the perfect fit with Kevin Stefanski. When you have a guy that can, you know, do the outside zone game and then do a play action off of it, that's exactly what Kevin Stefanski is going to run in Atlanta, and that's what makes really Tua seem very valuable in that type of offense. And then with Malik, it just seems like it's the perfect fit. That's Green Bay South down there in Miami, and so with Malik Willis going down there, it's a comfortable situation for him, and you're going to see him thrive. And it's a very low-risk, high-reward situation where Malik Willis is going to go out there. He's going to get the opportunity to really be their guy and then actually have another opportunity to cash in another year or two. It's a perfect situation for him. He has playmakers down there in Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane. It's a scary offense when you think about the speed that they have and how dynamic Malik Willis is at quarterback.
It's a good take, and it's fascinating risk. Like you said, it is a bit of a gamble. Maybe he doesn't have it, maybe he does, but it's not majorly punitive if he doesn't. I think Tua Tagovailoa was maybe the biggest winner yesterday. I mean, thinking about where he goes, he lands now in this beautiful carpet, in this dome, with unbelievable players around him. And we thought he was loaded in Miami with players, and he was. Don't you think it's comparable? Even to when he was doing Tariq and Achane and all, Waddle, like, he has that level of players again around him in Atlanta. And I don't think this is great for Michael Penix. Maybe he surprises us, but Kevin Stefanski had no part in Michael Penix Jr. He has no association with him. He's not the reason he's there. Stefanski shows up, and the first move that they make is to go get a different quarterback. Lefty, righty, I don't care. Tua Tagovailoa is wildly more talented, not more talented, maybe more experienced, and also more talented than anybody there, including Penix. I just feel like the same reason I said yesterday, guys, I feel like if JJ's job is in danger if Kyler goes to Minnesota, and it's probably over in an open competition. Tua, for all his faults, has played a lot of football and knows how to play point guard, which is exactly what he'll be in Atlanta. I don't think yesterday was a great day for Michael Penix Jr., but maybe he'll choose me. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. In the meantime, here's a great day for you. Here's a great announcement. Free agency frenzy continues. And you know how I know that? Because we have an Emmy Award-winning graphic. Just look. Are you out of your mind with this? There's 7,000 people in it, each the size of an ant. Even if you did want to know, you have no way of knowing who any of those people are because they're in 0.25 font size. What the hell? Is there anyone who's not on that? Look at that.